Storm Arena Ken. You know him already. Some people say that he's the best figure of the year, and I'm here to tell you that they're not lying. Although he does come with his own set of issues. You see, he does have a lot of shading all throughout the body, on his arms, as well as on his legs, and even at the torso, even in the places where you don't see, which is cool. I like that a lot. His face sculpted looks really well done. He has amazing articulation with a neck peg, a double ball peg right here, amazing shoulder joints, and the cherry on top of it all, and at least the most popular thing, the fact that he has this rubbery torso that allows for extra range, which is absolutely amazing. His joints are import level, that being really smooth and really great. All of his joints move really well, and they all have great range. And that amazing amount of ankle articulation and toe articulation, a good thigh swivel, as well as great torso range, even with the gi on. And take it off, you're gonna have way more than you'd want. And yeah, this figure is great. Again, I did say that it didn't come without its issues, and some of those issues are the same things that give it benefits. The rubbery torso to start off. You see, not really that big of a fan of this material. It's very easy to rip and tear and wear away pretty quickly, as well as just staining easier and overall just discoloration over a long period of time. So I don't really know how that will stand to the test of time. And secondly, the material that the hands are made out of is the same thing. You see that the rubbery finger right here, you know, like if I put too much pressure on it or I try something, I feel like it's gonna rip and break, and I don't like that. The same thing goes for this thumb right here, while the rest of it is just kind of tough because it's more dense than anything. But, you know, my point still stands where this is a little concerning, especially with warping. That could get really terrible over the course of time. Same thing goes for these fingers and like just the fingers in general. The rest of the hand is okay. He comes with these palm hands if you hadn't already noticed. They're more like Hadouken hands, but you know, you could always use them as palm hands. Now, you might have seen that I already had this on the figure, but this little peace sign hand, which I actually don't like. I don't think it's a good accessory because it doesn't work well. You see, the way the wrist joints are orientated, you see they work on this little system, which is great because it allows this flush look whenever you have his fist hands in there, his palm hands, or even his taunting hand. It looks really, really nice and well done. But you see, the problem with that is that for a peace sign to work, well, it has to look up. It can't look up, and if you give it some gappage, you can maybe fool it, but even then, just straight, it doesn't really work. So you'd have to bend the elbow, and then it'd be like that. And again, it doesn't even look that good even then, and it just kind of falls out. So it's not really a good accessory in my eyes. I think it's kind of bad, actually. And again, the fingers, very prone to warping and anything like that. So I don't really think that was a good choice. I feel like you should have given him his thumbs up that he does do in the game whenever he wins. Now, he does also come with this Shoryuken effect, which is very nice and very well done. I really like the vibrant colors here. Very cool, very awesome. Now, he does come with this other head sculpt, which is just this more grinny, more cocky face, which is very cool. I think it's very in character for Ken, and because of that, you don't have any really cuts here. Nothing to really worry about. Doesn't look egregious, and this is soft plastic, but it's like, why wouldn't you go for the rubbery bits that you used on here for the actual hair? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, it is good for what it is, but it does mean that you're not gonna be. It does mean you're not going to be able to look up because of his hair. See? So those are my main concerns with the figure, and that's why I don't think it's a perfect figure. I think it's as close as you're going to get, but it does have its own set of issues. Now, another issue that I have with this is the fact of the stand. The stand in general just kind of sucks. Here it is right here. You see, it has a system where you push down with fisting. You basically wrap around the figure before, and then it just kind of tightens around the waist as you push down, but obviously I don't really think I'm doing it all too correctly. Regardless, the reason why I don't like this stand is because it doesn't give you enough space. What exactly am I supposed to do here? You can only really do standing up poses or anything similar. You're not going to be able to use it to support more dynamic or even just more stance posing like a regular stand would, because you see when this figure stands right here, the way it works, I'm explaining how a stand works, but the reason why this stand works is because it's able to move back, able to move forward, sideways, and even like that. You see, this stand can also do that, but not as well, because when you're moving it to the side, you're only moving all this area again, which is the main problem. And then you can also lift it up, which is okay, but it does sometimes fall down. Not the biggest fan of that. Scale-wise, I think he scales pretty well. You got your Goku, who is on average shorter, your Stormmarina Ken, obviously, your Jada Toys Ryu, and your Mess Toys Symbiote Spider-Man. So I think he scales perfectly fine with everything else. And that's basically it. I think that this figure is phenomenal, especially for the price point, the sculpt, the shading. It's all really, really good, and puts other 112 lines to shame for the same price. But basically, I'm saying for you to pick this up. This is a really good pickup, and at the very least, I think you should check it out, or check out the Stormmarina line. I think I'm definitely going to be having them come in from here on out, just because I think this one was just so well done. I do have Yujiro Hanma on pre-order, and I know that he's going to be coming in pretty soon, so I can't wait for that. My next review will be about SHF Cooler, if you really did want to know that, but I'm not too keen on saying that Stormmarina Ken is the figure of the year, because there's still a couple more months left in the year, and it's kind of filled to the brim with a lot of what I'd say good releases. So anyways, that's been Villix. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.